Hello students, welcome to the dynamics of machines. In the previous videos, we have solved several problems from module 1. In module 1, we have focused on static force analysis. Now we are going to start module 2. Module 2 is dynamic force analysis. The small difference between static force analysis problem and dynamic force analysis problem is, in static force analysis problem we will not consider the inertia force, but in dynamic force analysis problems we will consider the inertia force. Before we enter into problems, we have to see this definition. uh, D'Alembert's principles. Okay, this principle states that when a system is in dynamic equilibrium, the vector sum of all the external forces and inertia forces acting upon a system of rigid bodies is zero. Okay, in the previous case, in static force analysis, remember we will not include inertia force. Okay, only external force and the forces on the members that we will consider. But here we will consider the inertia forces. So if we add all the forces including the inertia force, the system should be in equilibrium. That is, if we add everything, the final answer will be zero. Okay, that is called D'Alembert's principle. Okay, okay. Inertia force. Uh, Even in schools, we have studied force equal to mass into acceleration. Same thing here also. Force equal to m into a, mass into acceleration. But um, sometimes they will not give the acceleration value. If they didn't give the acceleration value, means we have to find out the acceleration value. Before we move to the inertia force formula, first you should know this acceleration. Suppose in the problem, if they didn't give acceleration value, means this is the formula for acceleration. Acceleration equal to omega into r. Here what is omega and what is r? Omega means 2 pi n by 60 angular velocity. Okay, r, what is r? Suppose they are given the slider crankshaft mechanism. Okay, imagine like we have the mechanism like this. They are given the slider crankshaft mechanism. So where r is the radius of this crank. Suppose AB is a crank and r means radius of the crank or length of the crank, that is r, and this theta, this angle, this is called theta. Okay, where n means L by r, where L is the length of the connecting rod. Suppose if BC is the connecting rod, means length of connecting rod BC length divided by AB length, that is called n. Okay, so now we can find out the acceleration value. Earlier, in machine design, in the previous semester, if you want to find out the acceleration of the link, means we have to draw acceleration diagram, velocity diagram, and then acceleration diagram. From acceleration diagram, we used to get the value. But here, we have this formula. Analytically, we can calculate. Okay, so acceleration of the piston. Okay, this is acceleration of the piston. Acceleration equal to omega square into r into cos theta plus cos 2 theta divided by n, where omega means 2 pi n by 60, where n is the speed of the crank. At what speed this crank is rotating. Okay, at what speed this crank AB is rotating, that is called n. Okay, I will tell you again. R means radius of the crank, otherwise AB length. L means length of the connecting rod, BC length. Okay, now you just come to formula omega square into r into cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. This is the formula for acceleration. So if you know the acceleration, means you can find out the inertia force. Okay, so if you know the acceleration means you can find out the inertia force. Inertia force equal to m into a, where m is the mass of the piston. Okay, mass of the reciprocating object, mass of the piston, where a is the acceleration of the piston. So to find out the acceleration of the piston, formula is omega square into r into cos theta plus cos 2 theta divided by n. So this is the inertia force. Why we have to find this inertia force? What is the need of it? I'll tell you now. Okay. So here we have the piston like this. Okay. Here we have the piston like this. Um, just imagine this is the IC engine. Okay. This is the IC engine, and inside fuel will be burnt. When the fuel is burnt inside, it will exert a it will exert a force. It will exert a kind of force on the piston. Okay. It will push down the piston. Okay. So when the piston is pushed down, what kind of force will be acting on the piston? That is called piston effort. When the piston is when the piston is pushed down, what kind of force will be acting on the piston? That is called piston effort. Okay. To find out the piston effort, formula is Fp equal to Fl plus or minus Fi plus or minus Wr minus Rf. This is the formula. Okay. So where W is the weight. Okay. Where W is the weight of the piston. Suppose if it is a vertical engine means there this W will play the role. If it is horizontal engine like this means we don't want to consider this W. Okay, suppose if it is a vertical engine means they will give the weight of the parts, weight of piston, weight of connecting rod that they will give. We have to add it. When the piston, suppose if it is a when the piston move downwards, W value is plus. Okay, when the piston move downwards, W value is plus. Okay, when the piston moved upward, W value will be minus, because weight, it will always act in the downward direction. Okay, so when the piston move downwards, W value will be plus. When the piston move upwards, W value will be minus. Okay, and RF means resistance due to friction. Okay, RF value is always minus. RF means resistance due to friction. Resistance value will be always minus. But most of the time they won't give RF value in the problem. If they didn't give the RF value in the problem means you can leave this RF. Okay, you don't want to include this RF. Suppose if they given the friction value means we have to include it. Weight also, for vertical engine they will give the weight, for horizontal engine they will not give the weight. Okay, if the vertical engine they give the weight means, if it is downstroke means you have to put plus. If the stroke is upstroke means you have to put minus. Okay, then inertia force. Okay, for inertia force I have given the formula. For inertia force I have given the formula. Inertia force during upstroke, inertia force is plus. During downstroke, inertia force is minus. Okay, during upstroke, inertia force is plus. During downstroke, inertia force is minus. See, for weight, during upstroke minus, during downstroke plus. For inertia force, during upstroke plus, during downstroke minus. Okay, they are opposite. Finally, net load. Okay, net load formula is This is the formula. FL equal to P1A1 minus P2A2. P1 means pressure in the top side of the piston. P2 means pressure in the bottom side of the piston. Otherwise, P2 will be atmospheric pressure. Okay, but most of the time they won't give the P2 value. If they didn't give the P2 value, means you go to you don't want to include the P2 value. You can directly write P1 into A1 minus A2, like that you can write. Okay, most of the time they won't give the P2 value. Otherwise, they will directly give the pressure difference. Okay, and A1 A2. A1 means area of the piston at this place. A2 means area of the piston at this place. Most of the time they won't give the A2 value, so you can reject this A2, only A1. You have to write like this. Most of the time you will be needing to write like this: P1 minus P2 into A equal to FL. Most of the time they won't give A2 value. If they give, means we have to include. Otherwise they will give the area occupied by the connecting rod. If they give like this, means that is small a, area occupied by the connecting rod, that is piston rod. Okay, then you have to put A1 minus A. Okay, okay. Suppose if they given only one pressure value and only one area value, means FR will be equal to pressure into area, that is P into pi by 4 into D square. Sometimes they will give only one pressure value and only one area value. If they didn't mention about other pressure value and other area value, means you don't worry about that. You just take the given value and write it down. Okay. So I'm telling you again. FP means piston effort. Okay, force, final force acting on the piston, that is called FP. Okay, FP means final force that is acting on the piston. Final force that is acting on the piston or piston effort equal to FL minus or plus FI plus or minus WR minus RF, where RF means frictional resistance. Okay, WR means weight of the piston and the connecting rod. When the piston move in the downward direction, value is plus. When the piston move in the upward direction, value is minus. Next, inertia force. When the piston move in the upward direction, value is plus. When the piston move in the downward direction, value is minus. Finally, net load. Okay, inertia force formula is mr omega square r, where mr is the mass of the piston, omega is the angular velocity, omega value is 2 pi n by 60, r is the radius of crank, theta is the position of the crank. Okay, next, so we have to find out several forces on the mechanism. First, what we have find? First we found the force on the piston. Okay, force on the piston we found. Next one, force acting along the connecting rod. Okay, force on the piston is FP. Force on the piston is FP. Okay, now force acting along the connecting rod. Along this connecting rod, what is the force acting? For that, symbol is FQ. Okay, so FQ equal to FP divided by cos pi. FP means force acting on the piston or piston effort. Okay, divided by cos pi. They will not give pi value. We have to find out that. How we can find cos pi equal to root of 1 minus sine square theta divided by n square. Using this formula, we will get cos pi value. Okay, we will get cos pi value. Some degree we will get. Okay, okay, some degree or some value, 1 point something or 0.8 or 0.4, some value we will get, 0.6, some value between 0 to 1 we will get. Okay, cos, if you put cos inverse in your calculator means cos inverse of the particular value means you will get the pi value. You will get 30 degree, 40 degree, or 50 degree, something else you will get. Okay. So after getting cos pi, we have to substitute the value in the formula. Okay. If you substitute the value means you will get the force acting on the connecting rod. Next one, thrust on the sides of the cylinder walls. Okay. That means, for example, piston is like this. Okay. So this is the cylinder head. Okay. So first we got the force acting on the piston surface. Next we got the force on the connecting rod. Okay. Next we got the force on the connecting rod. Now force acting on the cylinder walls. Cylinder walls means on this side, on the side, on the side of the cylinder. On the cylinder, how much force will be there? For that formula is Fn. Fn equal to Fp tan pi. Otherwise Fq sin pi. Anyone you can take. So first we have to find out Fp. Next we have to find out Fq. Next we can find Fn. Okay. If you find the value of Fp, you will get the value of Fq. If you got the value of Fq, you will get the value of Fn. Okay. So Fp means on the piston surface. Fq means on the connecting rod. Fn means on the side of the cylinder. Next one. Crank pin effort and thrust on the crankshaft bearing. Okay, crank pin effort and thrust on the crankshaft bearings. Okay. First, let us find out the uh, thrust on the bearings. Okay, va? Sorry. First, let us find out the crank pin effort. Okay, crank pin effort. Crank pin effort means Ft. Ft equal to Fq into sin theta plus pi. That is called Ft. That is crank pin effort. Crank pin effort. That is force acting on the crank pin. Okay, force acting on the crank pin. Force acting on the crank pin. Fq sin into theta plus pi. Next, force acting on the bearings. Force acting on the bearings. Fb, that is Fq cos. Here sin, here cos. That's all. Small difference. Okay. Next one, crank effort. First we have seen crank pin effort. This is crank pin effort. This is crank pin effort. Now crank effort or torque on the crankshaft. Okay, torque on the crankshaft. That is how much torque will be there. Okay, how much torque will be there. For that formula is Fp into sin, or is Ft into R. Simply Ft into R. Okay. Now we will solve one problem. Here they given. Let me read the question first. The crank pin circle radius of horizontal engine is 300 mm. So they given the crank pin radius, that is 300 mm. Then the mass of the reciprocating parts is 250 kg. They given the mass of the piston. They given the MR value. Okay, va? They given the MR value. Since they told mass of the reciprocating parts, it is MR, mass of the piston. Okay. When the crank was traveled 60 degree from the IDC, the difference between the driving and the back pressure is, they given the P1 minus P2 value. P1 minus P2 equal to 0.35 Newton per mm square. The connecting rod length between the centers is 1.2 meter. So they given the connecting rod L value, and the cylinder bore is 0.5 meter. Okay, for to find out the area, area of the piston. For that we can use this one. If the engine runs at 250 rpm, N value they given. Engine runs at 250, that is capital N, 250 rpm. Okay. Now piston rod diameter is neglected. That means A2 value is neglected. They have neglected the piston rod diameter. So A2 value is neglected. Only A1 and P1 they are given. Sorry, P1 minus P2, A1 they are given. Okay. That is they are given the value of P1 minus P2 equal to 0. This value they are given. Okay, then they are given the A1 value 0.5 meter. Okay. Next slide. First, let us write the given data. Already told you, they are given the radius of the crank, that is 300 mm. Keep everything in meter. Okay, 300 mm is 0.3 meter. Then they are given the mass value 250 kg. Then they are given the theta value 60 degree. Okay, then they are given the P1 minus P2 value, pressure difference value 0.35 Newton per mm square. Then they are given the length value 1.2 meter. Then diameter of the bore they are given. To find out the area, it will be used. Okay, 0.5 meter. Then they are given the speed. Okay, the speed value is 250 rpm. If the speed is 250 rpm, means omega will be 2 pi n by 60. 2 into pi into 250 divided by 60. The value is 26.2 radian per second. Now, what we have to find? We have to find out the pressure on the slide bars. We have to find out the pressure on the slide bars. Then thrust in the connecting rod. Then tangential force on the crank pin. Turning moment we have to find out. Okay. First, pressure on the slide bars. For pressure on the slide bars, formula is F1 equal to Fq into sin pi. Okay, first we have to find out pressure on the slide bars. For that, formula is F1 equal to Fq into sin theta. First of all, while solving the problem, you have to write all the given data. Okay, then you have to write what you have to find, all the questions. Pressure on the slide bars equal to what? Thrust in the connecting rod equal to what? Tangential force on the crank pin equal to what? Then turning moment on the crankshaft equal to what? All the four things you have to write. Then you have to write formula used. Okay, then you have to write formula used. Under that, you have to write. So let us write the first formula. First formula is F1 equal to, that is pressure on the slide bars. F1 equal to Fq into sin pi. Okay, now what is Fq? Fq equal to Fp by cos pi. Now what is, we know the pi value. Okay, pi value they given. Sorry, we know the theta value, still we don't know the pi value. So theta value 60 degree. That pi value also we have to find. Next, Fp equal to Fl minus Fi. Okay, where Fl is Fi is inertia force. Okay, Fl is force due to the net load. Okay, for Fl equal to, now we have to find out Fl equal to P1 minus P2 into pi by 4 into d square, where P1 minus P2 they have given. Okay, difference between the, they have directly given the difference between the forces. Sorry, difference between the driving and the back pressure, that is 0.35 Newton per mm square. So P1 minus P2 equal to 0.35 Newton per millimeter square. Next, Fi, inertia force equal to mr omega square into r into cos theta plus 2 theta divided by n, where mr is 250 kg. Omega value 2 pi n by 60, that is equal to 26.2. Theta value is 60 degree. Okay, va? Next. So if I got Fi means, if I got Fi and Fl means I can find out Fp. If I found Fp means I can find out Fq. Still this pi value is needed. That formula also will show you. Okay, va? So in reverse we can find all the answers. Okay. If you found answers for Fl and Fi, you can find answer for remaining all the formulas. Next, Ft. Okay, thrust in the connecting rod or torque. Thrust in the connecting rod or torque equal to Fq into sine theta plus pi. Next, tangential force. Tangential force on the now we'll do step by step. First we have to find out Fl and Fi. Okay, so for Fl, put all the values. P1 minus P2 equal to 0.35. Diameter, how much diameter they are given? They are given 500 mm. Okay, see here pressure value is in Newton per millimeter square. So diameter value also I have put it in mm, millimeter. Okay, suppose if they are given pressure value in meter means you have to convert this diameter value also in meter. Okay, we have to keep everything in one unit. If you keep in millimeter means everything should be in millimeter. If you keep in meter means everything should be in meter. So the final answer is 68,730 Newton. Next we have to find out pi value, no? For that, n equal to, that is connecting rod and crank ratio 4. So Fi equal to mr omega square into r into cos theta plus cos 2 theta n divided by n. So mr value is 250 kg. Omega value is 26.2 radian per second. Then radius. Okay, here you have to keep everything in meter. Okay, because radius of the crank pin is 300 mm, but we put that as 0.3. Okay, because if you put in meter means then only you will get the final answer in Newton. Okay, why we are putting in meter means, what is the force formula? Force formula is force equal to mass into acceleration. What is the unit of mass? Kg. What is the unit of acceleration? Acceleration unit is meter per second square. Okay, meter per second square. So wait, I'll show you. See, we know that force equal to ma. Okay, because in the previous formula we put it in millimeter, but we are here in this formula we are going to put the value in meter. Why we have to put it in meter? Because force formula is mass into acceleration. There for mass they'll give unit in kg. For acceleration they'll give unit in meter per second square. Okay, so for acceleration unit is in meter per second square. So that's why we are putting the value in meter. Okay, first we put the value of mass in kg. Now we have to find out the acceleration. To find out the acceleration, formula is r omega square r into cos theta plus cos 2 theta divided by n. That is a formula to find out the acceleration value. So acceleration should be in meter per second square. So we are keeping this r value in meter. Okay, 0.3 meter. put other values and calculate the answer. Okay, 19,306. Now piston effort, FP equal to FL minus FI. FL net load minus inertia force equal to 68,730 minus 19,306. Okay, the final answer is 49,424 Newton. If you want to write it in kilonewton, means 49.4 kilonewton. Okay, so now we got FP. Now we can find out the Fn. Okay, now we can find out the Fn. For Fn formula is Fp into tan pi. We know theta, but here they are given pi. To find out the pi value, we know the formula sin pi equal to sin theta divided by n. Okay, so sin 60 divided by 4. So you will get 0.2165 as sin theta, sin pi answer. Sin pi answer is 0.2165. Now I have to find out pi value. Pi equal to sin inverse of 0.2165. Okay, in your calculator this option will be available. If you press shift and then press sign, means it will change as sign inverse. Okay, then you can enter this value, you can find out the degree value. So the degree value is 12.5 degree. Okay, now we have to find out the pressure on the slide bars. Yeah, so F1 equal to Fp into tan pi. Fp value is 49.4, so 49.4 into 12 into tan 12.5. You will get the answer as 10.96 kilonewton. So we got one answer. Similarly, next FQ equal to next what you have to find? You have to find out the thrust in the connecting rod. Thrust in the connecting rod formula is FQ equal to Fp by cos pi. Fp value is 49.424. Here cos 12.5. If you put, means final answer is 50.62. Okay. Next one, tangential force. For tangential force formula is Ft equal to Fq into sin theta plus pi. Theta value is 60, pi value is 12.5, so sin 72.5. Okay, 50.62 into sin 72.5. So the answer is 48.28 kilonewton. Now turning moment on the crankshaft. Turning moment equal to Ft into R. So Ft value is 48.28. 48.28 into 0.3 meter. The answer is 14.48 Newton meter. That's all. Very simple. Often they will ask questions like this. Okay. See, they are given the mass value, radius of the crank, angle rotated by the crank, then pressure value, then cylinder bore diameter capital D, then at what speed engine is running, that, and connecting rod length. Everything they will give. You have to find out Fp, Ft, Fq, T, everything you have to find out. Okay, very simple. If you remember these two formulas, if you remember, other formulas are very easy. Okay, you have to remember particularly this inertia force formula, because later in the next module also we will solve problem using this formula. Okay, so remember this formula, mr omega square into cos theta plus cos 2 theta divided. Okay, if you remember this formula, remaining formulas are easy. Using these formulas only we are going to have other formulas. Fp equal to Fl plus I. These two things you have to add. Fq equal to Fp by cos pi. F1 equal to this Fq into sin pi. So similarly we will have everything. Okay, va? See, F1, for F1 you can write this formula, otherwise you can write Fq divided by cos pi. Both are same only. Both the formulas are same only. Okay, F1 tan pi or Fq by, sorry, Fq into sin pi. Sorry, Fq, F1 equal to Fq into sin pi. See, both the formulas are correct only. Fp into tan pi or Fq into sin pi. Both are same only. You can use any one formula. Okay. So these three problems are similar to the problem what we have solved. So try these problems. I'll give you a hint. Okay, in the first problem they have given horizontal steam engine running at 240 rpm. So for the seventh problem, okay, I'm giving you the given data and everything. Okay, you solve using that 240 rpm. What else they given? They have given the bore diameter, capital D, 300 mm. Stroke of 600 mm. Okay, stroke value is equal to 2 into radius of the crank. Okay, stroke value equal to 2 into radius of the crank. So what they given? 600 mm. So it will be like for R value is 300 mm. R 0.3 meter. What else they given? They are given connecting rod length. Connecting rod length is 1.05 meter. So now you can find out n value, ratio of connecting rod and okay 1.05 0.3. You will get the ratio. Okay, you will get the ratio like 3 into 3.5. Okay, n value will be equal to 3.5. What else they given? Mass of the reciprocating parts is 60 kg. So MR value they given 60 kg. What else they given? When the crank is 60 degree past its inner dead center, the stream pressure on the cover side of the piston is, so theta value is 60 degree. Then the steam pressure on the cover side of the piston is 1.125 Newton per mm square, while that on the crank side is 0.125. So they are given P1 value, P2 value. Earlier problem they are given P1 minus P2, but here they are given P1 P2 1.125 kilonewton per mm square, and then here 0.125 kilonewton per mm square. What is they given? Neglecting the area of the piston rod, so they have neglected the A2 value. Determine the force in the piston rod. Okay, force in the piston rod, and then turning moment on the crankshaft. What is the force in the piston rod? That is FQ. Thrust in the piston rod or force in the connecting rod, all are equal only. Okay, force in the piston rod, that you have to find out FQ value. What else you have to find out? Then you have to find out the turning moment. Two values you have to find out. Okay, now here P1 minus P2 will be equal to 1 kilonewton per mm square. Okay, so these are the given data. These are the given data. With this you have to solve the problem. Very easy. You have the formulas here. Same formulas you are going to use. Okay, same formula. First you have to find out the FL value. So P1 minus P2 equal to 1 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, 1 into pi by 4 into D value. What is the D value they are given? Let's see that. D value is 300 mm. Okay, put it in mm. Okay, no problem. So 1 into pi by 4 into 300 square. You will get FL value. Similarly, MR omega square. Omega you have to find out. Omega you have to find out now. Omega value is omega equal to 2 pi n by 60. Okay, so you can find out the omega value. So all the values you have, you just substitute in the formula, you will get the answer. Okay, the similar to the example problem we saw now, same thing. I will explain you the eighth problem also. Okay, wait, let me erase it and then I will explain you the eighth problem also. You just read the question. You just read the eighth problem before I erase it. Okay. Eighth problem. We'll go through the eighth. We'll go through the eighth problem. A steam engine 200 bore. Okay, they have given the bore value. For eighth problem, I'm writing. Okay, I'm writing the given data for eighth problem. So D value is 200 and then and 300 stroke as connecting rod 6. So stroke value is 300 Stroke, I told you, no, stroke means 2 into. Wait. So stroke value is 300 300 means 2 into R equal to 300 Then connecting rod length is 625 Then the mass of the reciprocating parts MR equal to 15 kg. Then N value is 250 RPM. When the crank is at a 30 degree, theta value is 30 degree. The difference between the steam pressures P1 minus P2 equal to 840 kilonewton per meter square. See, they are given here in kilonewton per meter square. So you also find the area in meter value, meter, okay, so you have to convert it into meter, 0.2 meter. Okay, because we know that FL equal to P1 minus P2 into area, where area is pi by 4 into P1 minus P2 is 840 into pi by 4 into 0.2 square, because they are given pressure value in meter. Okay, so you have to convert the diameter value also into meter. If the crank pin radius is 30 so they are given the crank pin radius, okay, 30 determine the force on the crankshaft bearing, torque acting on the frame. You have to find out the force on the crankshaft bearing. For that, formula is wait, I will tell you the formula. Crankshaft bearing so this is the formula for that. force on the crankshaft bearing. Okay, so this is crank pin effort. Okay, and another one is FQ, FB. Sorry, another one is FB. These two forces you have to find out. Okay, FT and FB you have to find out. FT and FB you have to find out. Then the torque T value you have to find out. Okay, you have to find out FB and the torque value. Two values you have to find out. Here also you have all the values. All the values you have, you just substitute in the formula. We have the formula in the previous slides. Okay, you just look upon the formula and you just substitute the values. Last one, I will erase it and I will move to the, I'll give a hint for solving the last problem. Okay, we will go to the ninth problem. I'll give you a hint for ninth problem also, so you can solve all the three problems. A vertical single cylinder engine. So here the engine is vertical. Okay. So vertical single cylinder engine has a cylinder diameter of 250 mm and a stroke of 450 mm. So let us write the given data as cylinder diameter 250 mm, stroke value 450 mm. Then reciprocating parts. The connecting rod is 4 times the crank radius. So it will be like L equal to 4 into R. Then speed is 360 rpm. What is the given? When the crank has turned through an angle of 45 degree from the top dead center, the net pressure on the piston. So the crank is moving down. Okay, va? The crank is moving down. Crank is moving down. The net pressure P1 minus P2. Meganewton. So 10 power 6. Calculate the effective turning moment on the crankshaft for this position. So we have to find out the turning moment value. T value we have to find out. So how we can solve the same procedure, but in this formula, in the formula FP, FL, okay, minus Fi plus W you have to include, where W is the weight of the piston, okay, 180 into 9.81 that you have to add. Okay, W is equal to 180 into 9.81 that you have to add. Since the piston is moving in the downward direction, I have put plus. Yeah, what they are telling? when the crank has turned through an angle of 45 degree from the top dead center. From TDC, after reaching TDC, it has moved to 45 degree. So it is coming down. Okay, while coming down, weight will be plus, inertia will be minus. Okay. So now you remaining things are like the previous problem only. You just substitute all the values, you will get the answer. Okay. That's all. We will see a few more problems in the next video, but try to solve all these three problems. Okay, so it will give you some practice.